Hey YouTube, Jason here with Day Trading Fearless. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. And also remember to check out my website, daytradingfearless.com, where you could get my weekly trade zones for the S&P futures for only $50. And these are the trade zones, support and resistance levels with open VPOCs and also gaps. So make sure you check out the link down below in the description. $50 again for a lifetime. But as always, let's jump right into it. This is the midweek weekly watch list for April 21st, 2021. And let's kind of look at the S&P EMA futures. Something very interesting is going on right now from what I see. So I want to see if this is going to play out, which I think it may play out. It might take a couple days, maybe a week or two to play out. But I want to see, this is what I'm going to be looking for, if that makes sense. With Friday or the weekend watch list, I told you guys, watch for the reverse waterfall. 1, 2, 3, 4. If we break below the previous day's low, okay, which was Friday's low, that would trigger a potential reversal in the market to the short side. And that's exactly what it did. And I kind of was pounding my fist on the table and saying, keep an eye on it. If we break below, you could get short there with a stop right above. And so what happened was on Monday, we broke below. Monday evening, I did another video where I said, hey, it broke down below. This is another potential good trade entry because we were looking around the 4164 level. And I said, hey, you could look for a potential short somewhere up around here with right above here, the 75 as your exit, right? And what did price do? It kind of overnight, and right after I released the video, a few hours afterwards, it kind of reversed, and you could have picked up almost, 65 to 10. So 55 points from high to low with only about 10 points of risk. So something to kind of look at and all that. But now there's something interesting going on. If I take my mouse over this, right, the high was 4167 in the quarter of this candle. Today's high was 4167 in a quarter. This is a double top. It's really going to be interesting to see if we break above, the market is now bullish. As long as we stay below, okay, the market is bearish. Now, as I'm recording there's 10 minutes until we come out of rollover on the futures. It's going to be kind of interesting to see exactly what happens with that being said, because if we gap down, we might see a big down day tomorrow, okay? But I actually don't think that's what's going to happen. What I think is going to happen is we're going to move higher. We're going to make a new high, hit this upper trend line, and then come back down, okay? And what this pattern is going to create potentially is something like this, right? Where we have a divergence. We make a high, pull back, make a higher high, and then start to pull back, and we will have something like this where we made a high, pull back, make a lower high here, and then start to roll over. And the reason I'm saying I won't be surprised if this happens is because if we can move up, then we could get our excess to the upside, and then maybe start to roll over. So that's what I'm thinking may happen if we do break up above that. So just something to watch about. Remember, I do these videos not because I know what I know what I'm talking about, but I'm just some dude on YouTube, right? This is my own opinion. But I do these, and sometimes I go into little rants, and I try and teach you guys, if you guys could hopefully respect that. I'm trying to show you, watch for patterns. Being a trader, you have to forecast what the market potentially could do. We're kind of like weathermen, but we're just, instead of forecasting the future weather, we're forecasting where the future moves are going to be. So hopefully you guys could kind of really understand why I go into depth all this, about all this. I'm going to leave this and let's see what happens, right? Now, remember, if we never break above today's high, when we come out of rollover in the overnight session into tomorrow, you better watch out, because now look where we bounced from. Okay, now you even said we might bounce at this 4100 level because that is the upper trend line, right? So it's a resistance. Old resistance becomes new support. So do we go up, fail? Do we go here, or do we start to work our way back down and start to make a series of lower highs and lower lows with a potential divergence? We will see. So make sure you watch my weekend a video for that to see what happens, and also watch in real time. Now, same exact thing is kind of going on in SPY, but there's a little difference here. Okay, we already are starting to see a little bit of a potential divergence, right, from here to here. But if we look at the waterfall on the SPY, we actually broke above. So in reality, we are now in a bullish market on the SPY. But remember, what does the SPY track? The SPY tracks the S&P futures. I'm going to trade based off the S&P futures before I sit there and I trade based off of SPY, right? Because all this is it's tracking it. Also, this is regular trading hours, while the S&P futures are overnight trading hours. So I hope that little bit of education helps you. Also, I want to show you another chart. And these are the trade zones that you get. Okay, again, it's $50. Gotta plug my website, right? $50 for a lifetime subscription. Pay one time, get 1 point in the S&P futures. It pays for itself for life. Okay, I try and keep them inexpensive, but they're very, very valuable. If you watch them, there's a lot of times we come directly to those levels. Okay, look at this level that we almost came to this morning was 4110. Okay, yesterday was 4110 and the low was 4102. Okay, so we kind of came up short on the level, but the level's still active because we still haven't come down to it yet. But if we look, okay, just draw a normal trend line. Even from here, right? Just matching, we broke this trend line. Now we poked our head up above. Now we're on the other side. Do we keep going higher? And then we need to move this trend line all the way down here? Or do we sit here and reverse? Does the market essentially reverse and come back under the trend line? And then we could start drawing trend lines like this, right? Which would create a potential downtrend. So this is getting more into the dynamics, right? We have to see what happens. X marks the spot. We're right here. Where does price open? Do we fail and come back down? Okay, or do we break out? Now, this is a 30-minute chart, regular trading hours. Okay, so that's why we're able to see gaps and things like that. But I just want you to see how I analyze all this stuff. Now, with that being said, we come over here, and if we just pull up this chart, okay, one thing we actually have on this chart is shoulder, head, shoulder. Okay? Inverse head and shoulders. And we could sit there and essentially say this is the neckline, right? And so do we break out to the upside from this entire move and work our way up? Or do we start to reverse right here? Okay, because look at how perfect we're sitting right on that trend line. Do we reverse and keep going lower? Now, my first level, if you guys are trading, I definitely would be watching this 41.50 level, okay? Because a lot of times if we reverse, we'll go back to the lowest point of the left shoulder over here. Also, there's a lot of confluence, high volume node here. There is also the value area low right there. So we will have to see what happens. But remember, with all that, this stay gets taken out tomorrow because it's only the past 5 days. So something to keep an eye on. We did clean up a lot of the, VPOCs. We had a couple here. We actually had one from yesterday. Okay. Gap in the VPOC. We actually had, where was it? This is because we gap lower and then fail. We actually took care of that VPOC and then also that gap. So all that's off the board. We're real clean upstairs. But throughout this pullback, we only took out, I think it was one gap and two VPOCs. We still have a ton more left. So stuff to think about and ponder going into the next couple days. Let's real quick scan through a couple things. Crude oil, look at that reversal of crude oil, right? Came right up. I was talking about this on the weekend video. Potential head and shoulders forming. Here's our neckline. Maybe a telltale sign. GLD. Okay, still working its way up from our W bottom. I like it. Slash Bitcoin. Okay, I try to tell you guys. All I could do is tell you guys what I see, what the charts are telling me, and when you guys are able to really let the charts tell you what happens. And I know I've been calling for this divergence and sometimes it took longer. Okay. But when it happens quick. It happens hard. Okay. This was over the weekend and look at the big pullback right to the 50 period on Bitcoin. We're on the other side of that trend line. We could also call this a potential rising wedge, right? So I would just duplicate this, bring this all the way down. And this is kind of where I think the ultimate, from this rising wedges, the ultimate target, right around 52,000. If we lose that, watch out below. So we'll see. Apple, AAPL, they had their event, shoulder, head, shoulder. We'll see how that plays out. Nothing new there. And then finally, I've been talking about this for the last few weeks. JP Morgan, guys. JP Morgan, I actually did a long video. I said, if we get back down to the 47 level, okay, because of this reversal day, if we got down to 47, I would look to probably sell the 40 puts. And one of the problems when we got there, I had an alert at 47. It triggered the problem. I went to go look at the puts. The puts were kaputs. Okay, there was nothing, no premium for a couple days out. I really didn't like anything I saw, and that's also part of the secret sauce of trading, is understanding all that too. Are these options worth jumping in? Is it worth the risk reward? Things like that. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna sit here and now I'm gonna draw this trend line. I'm going to duplicate this, and this is now what we actually have to work with. So I will keep watching. If the market does roll over, I'll definitely be watching this 41 level. If we do, hopefully implied volatility gets cranked up. These option premiums become worth a lot more, and I'll probably look and go sell the 32s or something, the 132s, if we get down to the 140s. But have a plan and trade your plan, okay? And part of it is just because price goes there. I mean, I could have collected like 8 cents for the 135s or 15 cents for the 120s. or sorry, for the 140s with essentially 9 days left, it wasn't a good trade risk reward. So I just kind of passed on it. And of course, looking at it now, it would have been a great trade because they're probably worth about a nickel today. So, but that's it. I'll let you guys get back to your Wednesday night. Hey, thank you as always for watching my videos. I appreciate it. And until next time, we'll talk to you guys soon.